Hi, everybody. Welcome back. So, last week we talked about love. And of course, you can't just talk about love without its true opposite. After all, its true opposite is hate. And hate is real, my friend. It's very real. Like you have no idea. It's everywhere, just like love. There is hate in religion, there is hate in political, there is hate in society. Hey, you have hates. I hate something too. We all hate something. And I know you get the point. But it's the most common thing in our world. Like, you have no idea how common it is. Like, you may never even think about it. But after all, it's more common than love. Because after all, hate is so much easier than to forgive, than to accept things. Therefore, you tend to hate something. After all, hate is like a rush of emotion that your body just feel like a raging rage, like you're so angry that you just want to explode, like there's no tomorrow. Like your face would turn red, your mind was boiling, or if you're in some cartoon, you get smokes coming out of your ears. Rage, anger, hate always followed by those. After all, it's something that we have a hard time controlling as a society, that we cannot always manage it. But then again, there are different views of hate. And you know what? Hate is not always a bad thing. Even though you shouldn't hate other people, but not just other people, but you can also hate things or an idea that you know is not going to be a great thing to ever happen or be released on mankind or whatnot. I think hate is something that's more of a release system. It's like a bottle. If you put in so much gas or water and you just kept on filling it and filling it and filling it, eventually it's just going to blow its top. That's pretty much how we as a human do, and when we bottle up our feelings and our stress, is that we explode, not realizing what we're doing, but not realizing why we're doing it. Though you may accept things and understand things the way they are, but really in the inside, the subconscious part of you may not accept it. In fact, some people had an idea about split personality. There's your conscious side and there's your subconscious side. Your conscious side, you feel rational, you feel understanding, you know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about. But then again, your subconscious side, the one you don't listen, you don't hear, is the one who's making all the decisions, making your body feel like it's not yours to control. Therefore, it reacts, just like a explode in a bottle. Therefore, hate, it's such an easier thing to accept rather than to forgive somebody. Like you saw somebody do something, the most unforgettable thing, that you know that you can never forget that person. Because forgiving is so hard, knowing what that person is willing to do or what that person can do. Therefore, it's making it easier to hate. And hate is just as fluent as water. Just saying, I hate you. I don't like you. You hurt me. But it's easy to say. But then again, saying forgiveness shouldn't be as hard either. But it is hard. Someone completely ruined some part of your lives or cost something part of your life that you just want to go, fuck you, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? And you're like, find a way to forgive the person. You're like, well, I forgive you. But you don't. You don't really truly mean it. You still don't like the person. Hate is such an emotion that you can't really submerge, but you do have to think gradually and process the situation to understand from other people's point of view and also from your own point of view as well. I mean, hate has stress, anger, and we all know it's not good for your blood, it's not good for your head, it's not good for your self esteem. It's just not. And it's not worth it to doing it either. But it is literally the common thing in our world today. It's probably a little bit more common than love. Fact, way more common than true love. That hate it pretty much has everything to do with our political society. That goes from the justice system, goes through school, goes through medical, everything. Like, it's everywhere. And there's a little bit of love and there's a little bit of compassion, which shows what makes a little bit of difference in the world. Therefore, it brings the idea that there is hope, that there always will be hope. But you also need to have a balance, like I mentioned in reference way back to one of my videos, that everything has to have a balance. For there is to be love, there shall be hate. Hate and love coincide as a balance scale. You can't have love without hate, and you can't have hate without love. I mean, it just makes the world less sensible. But then again, everybody wants to dream of a perfect world. Therefore, we have to act on it. Some people may hate your ideas, and you may hate other people's ideas. Therefore, that perfect world can never really be condoned or be created. So I really press the question, what's easier for you? Is it easier for the hate? Or is it easier to forgive or understand? After all, a lot of people say that knowledge is power. I really don't think that's true. I think the understanding has more power than knowledge. In order to obtain knowledge, you must first understand how it works. That's the next level. That's above knowledge. That's like literally going way above knowing what you can do. If you can truly understand the situation and grasp the situation, boom, there's your knowledge. You just attain knowledge like that. Understanding is key. Anyway, besides that, to understand someone's hate as well as understand someone's love, it's complicated. But you have to look it through their eyes as well as everybody's eyes. As a society, that is never going to change. And you're going to have to accept it as much as I'll have to accept it. That hate will always be there as much as love will be there. There is hate in religion, justice, political, everything. And there's no way you can stop it. Just like you can't really stop bullying, you can't stop negativity, you can't stop from people making mistakes. The world's going to go as it will go on. But it's always good to know, and it's also always good to understand. If you can understand, therefore you're learning how to live. After all, life is hard, and it will always be hard. But there's certain key elements to help you get through the day. And hate is going to be one of those common elements where, oh man, I hate this job, or I hate doing work or something, or homework or whatnot. There's always something to hate about, but there's always something to love about. If you can keep your mind in a happy place and a peace of mind, you're going to get through it. We'll all get through it, and the world's going to be a better place for it. So like I said, the key thing is to understand and to acknowledge that hate is real. Hate is everywhere. So let's not be a hater. Let's be a lover. This is Devin, Talking the World. I'll see you next time.